Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new, if you're not new, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marina and I brought out the blanket for this video because I think I'm gonna need some comfort. I am nervous to make this video. I have put it off for a year and I think it's finally time. If what I think is about to happen, if it's anything I've seen on Twitter and TikTok that I've been seeing happen when people break their silence about this show, I think I'm prepared for that. Okay, so it's time for me to break my silence. Today, we're going to be talking about Amazon Prime Video's The Summer I Turned Pretty. The adaptation from the books that were written by Jenny Han. We're only going to be talking about season 2 today, not season 1. If I do talk about season 1, it's to make correlations to compare it to season 2. To give context, I have read the books. I read them for the first time last year, so it's still somewhat fresh in my mind, but I did not reread them before the season came out. I did not need a refresher. You couldn't pay me to read those books again. I'm so sorry. While I will make a few book comparisons, especially towards the end of this video, I'm not going to be focusing much on the books, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are gonna do. I'm just going to talk about the actions that the characters have made in the show and how I feel about them. Then by the end of this video, I'm going to talk about what I liked about the show, what I disliked, yada yada yada. That's how my show breakdowns go if you are new here, okay? Yeah, let's not waste any time. Let's get into this. So first character, Aunt Julia. Now, I don't really remember Aunt Julia from the books. Literally, as soon as I saw that she was like the villain of this season, I was kind of just like, who are you? Aunt Julia in the show, she's kind of just very angry and mad and probably hasn't been to therapy in years. From the actions of her in this show, there's like a lot of projection, a lot of somewhat pettiness, because she's selling this house, the beach house in Cousins, because it just brings back a lot of bad memories for her. Great memories for Susanna and the kids, obviously, but for her, she just doesn't want to remember it like that. So because she owns the house, she's selling it. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna be honest, throughout the entire season, I did not give a fuck about that house. I was just like, y'all can get another one. I know it's sentimental because they've had the house since they were kids. They go there every summer, yada yada yada. But whenever it went back to this damn house storyline, I was like, I could live without it. So whether she sold the house or didn't really affect me. It's just the reasoning behind it that kind of made me a little bit upset. So Susanna and her parents didn't really treat her well growing up. Well, maybe Susanna did, but like their parents, specifically like their dad and then Susanna's mom, her stepmom, kind of treated her like dirt and kind of left her out of all of the family bonding moments. So she doesn't have great memories at the cousin's house. So her feelings are valid. However, I just don't understand, like, she was so ready to sell it. Like, she didn't listen to Conrad, didn't listen to Jeremiah, didn't listen to Belly. They've literally been staying there every summer. It's basically their house, it's just not under their name. So I think she should have at least heard them out. Glad that Laurel could get through to her how special the house is to people that aren't just her. Like, even Sky, her child, was like, yeah, this house means a lot to everyone. What you're doing is kind of crazy. Like, she needed to get checked. Okay, sorry, Aunt Julia. Glad that she's, calmed out, zen, great for her. Hopefully go to therapy. I feel like a lot of this could have easily been solved with just one therapy session. But what do I know? Okay, she missed Susanna's funeral as well. Oof, no comment on that. Yeah, that's Aunt Julia. I literally don't feel neither here nor there about Aunt Julia. Okay, she was just there. If she's in another season next season, because I'm assuming Sky would be back for season 3. If we saw snippets of Aunt Julia, I wouldn't be mad, but I don't care about her. So next character we have is a character that I do care about, the mother of the show. Let's talk about Laurel. One of my faves. Okay, so Laurel, she's just doing her best, trying her best, and sometimes your best isn't enough as a parent. Okay, like, I know a lot of parents don't want to get clocked, but that's true. Sometimes your best isn't enough. So whenever Steven or Belly decided to clock her real quick, I couldn't really side with her. But in some instances, I kind of did, because the way Steven and Belly talked to her, it's very out of pocket and disrespectful. Yes, you're grieving Susanna, but Laurel is literally Susanna's best friend, and she's going through it. Like Laurel, every time Laurel was on screen, I got so sad. You can just see that she's struggling so hard to just be there for her kids while not being able to come to terms with her own feelings and sadness about Susanna's death and everything. Like she literally wrote a book about Susanna that she doesn't even want to do press tours for because it'll just make her more sad. Like she doesn't want to come to terms with her feelings, which is why I like how she met up with the guy from last season. What's his name? She met up with Cleveland, and he told her to literally go out, get a life outside your kids, find something that makes you happy, talk to other people. Like he had to check her real quick. Thankfully, look, I love Laurel. Y'all can never make me hate Laurel. When she slapped Belly, did I agree? No, you should never hit your kid. Though it was like a petty slap, in my opinion. Like it didn't even look that hard, but I was still like, whoa. And again, I've read the book, so I knew it was coming, but I was still like, whoa. Yeah, it was just like a lot of tension, especially between her and Belly this season. Oh. And I'm sure it's going to get worse next season because if you read the books, if you know, you know. Parenting choices that Laurel made this season that weren't good, but everyone isn't in their right mind this season. Everyone's making choices that are just not good. They're grieving. Does that make any of their decisions really okay? No, but for Laurel in this case, I'm going to let it pass because that's my girl. Okay? Sorry. I will say, her being mad at Belly for ruining the funeral, valid. And I'm going to get to that when I get to Belly in a second. However, her holding a grudge against Belly for it, like for months, crazy. Because when Belly literally checked her and said, you're still mad at me for that damn funeral that happened literally months ago, Laurel had nothing to say. Like she was put on silent, mute, because she can't even argue with it. Why are you still holding a grudge against your daughter for the funeral? Yes, what she did at the funeral was absolutely insane, out of pocket. Belly, I'll get to you in a second, but at the end of the day, these are your kids. If you have a problem with what they did, you should talk to them about it instead of holding it in. Like, again, therapy would be wonderful for everyone in this family because we know that they need it. The only reason why that house is not getting sold is because of Laurel. Everyone give a round of applause for Laurel, the savior of this season. Those kids did not know what they were doing. They were trying to save a house with a trust fund. Laurel literally had to step in and do God's work. And she got it done because she's just that girl. I'm happy that she has friends, maybe. The woman that she was talking to at the bar, I don't know if it's just me. But I was getting a little bit of a vibe. If you, yeah. I don't know what that's about, but I was definitely sensing something, and I don't think I'm crazy for that. Okay, maybe I am. Maybe that's just a friend. But sensing a little bit of a okay, yeah, that's Laurel. Love her. One of my favorite TV parents, low-key. Like, she's a good mom. Now that we have the adults out of the way, let's get into the children, the teenagers, the main characters of the show. Let's talk about Sky. I don't know what y'all have against Sky this season. I should have prefaced this by saying I did not watch this season weekly, okay? I watched this season like I binged it all the night before the season finale came out, okay? So before that, I was just saying weeks and weeks of slander against not just the character Sky, but the actor that plays Sky. And I think y'all are kind of crazy and need help. Because when I finally sat down and watched the show to see what all the criticism is about, Sky is just like whatever. Like they're not bothered, they're not doing anything terrible, they're not a bad person. I'm confused. Aunt Julia's kid, okay? The whole entire season, they're just there to defend their mom. Like, they don't really care what Conrad, Jeremiah, or even Belly has to say. They're kind of just like, my mom can do no wrong. You don't know her side of the story. You don't know why she's selling this house. Like, your mom wasn't a saint either. When they said that, I gasped. I was like, ooh, don't talk bad about the dead, but also, ooh, spill the tea. What is it? They're gonna stick by their mom no matter what. You know what? I can respect it. I can. But then when it came to their mom actually selling the house, that's when they defended Conrad and Jeremiah to their mother. So, you know, Sky came in clutch. When it was needed to, they came in clutch. And they even got a kiss out of it from Cameron. So, I don't know. I can't hate them. I can't. I don't know why everyone else does. Because besides everything I just mentioned, they didn't do anything else this season. Was their acting a bit cringy? Yes. But if we're being real, none of the people in the show can act. So what are y'all so upset about? Like, for real, let's talk. Because I can name a few reasons why. But then y'all are going to have to look within yourselves and y'all don't want to do that, okay? Like they were just introduced as a way to bring Cameron back, and I'm not mad about that because I like Cameron, but I don't really know what the point of Sky as a character was. Like I said, I wasn't mad about them existing in this show. I was like, okay, whatever. But I was like, sure, why not? Just an addition to the show that wasn't really needed, because we look back on what they took out of the show, the characters they took out of the show, I was like, okay. But again, not really mad about it. Yeah, that's Sky. I hope that they are brought back next season. I don't know, I liked them as a character enough to want them again next season. Let's get on to the other character that I don't understand why they're in this season. Cameron, as the streets say. Cameron, love him. I love Cameron. I just don't know why he's here. And I think I'm not the only one confused about it. Why is he here? If you've read the books, you know that Cameron has no real appearance in the other books outside of the first one. He's maybe mentioned once or twice, but that's about it. He doesn't really exist in the other 2 books of the series. So for him to get brought back this season was interesting, and the way that they involved him in this season was interesting, but we move. Okay, so he didn't do his whale internship. I totally forgot that he has a thing about whales. Like, he's such a nerd. Love him. He's adorable. I love Cameron. So he didn't do his internship, so now he works at a carnival, the carnival that the kids went to. So I'm assuming that they literally brought this man, they brought Cameron back so these characters could get a cute montage of doing rides and stuff and sneaking in for free. Oh, and the whole like country club scene. But did that really need to happen? No. It just feels like they brought in Cameron to satisfy fans, because a lot of fans love Cameron, and I don't think people thought that would be the case when he's literally the best love interest. But I move. Yeah, I think that the producers are like, oh shit, the fans really love him, let's bring him back. But the way they brought him back was just weird to me, and I wasn't a fan. And I love Cameron, but I was just kind of just like, does he need to be here for any of this? I don't think so. I do think Cameron and Sky are cute though. I would love to see how their relationship prevails, though they're not the main relationship. They're not even like the secondary relationship. They're like way in the back. But I like seeing the progression of their relationship, and I would like to see that more next season if they get brought back next season. I say that Laurel is the MVP of the house, but can we just talk about how Cameron is literally just the MVP in general? Literally used his mom's login to the country club to let them sleep in there. His mom could have easily gotten fired for that. Like, he's kind of bold, like, especially when it comes to this group of people that you barely know. The girl that was basically somewhat not into you, dating you, but was into her friend the entire time. The friend that you're also letting stay in this country club, the friends, plural, because Jeremiah and Conrad, she like liked them both, and she was just like, Cameron is just better than me. That's all I'm gonna say. Yes, they would have been homeless for a night, but he didn't need to go out of his way to do that, to like go break into the country club. That's why he was on everyone's asses. Like, do not get any of this dirty, do not mess anything up, please. I like Cameron. I don't know why he's brought back, but I did enjoy him in the episodes that he was in. We also found out that his sister died years ago. Don't really know what to do with that information, so I'm just gonna move on. It was kind of brought in, then nothing. So I'm gonna move like that too. Okay, so next character. Okay, next character is one that I am not that excited to talk about. Let's talk about Taylor. So Taylor, the menace of last season, back again this season. She has a boyfriend now. Good for her, but also her boyfriend Milo, trash. Like Steven, but we knew that if we remember the events of last season. We knew that already. Is actually a good friend this season. Who would have thought? Because again, in the books, I remember Taylor being an actual little menace to society. Like, literally, like, not a great friend, really, just there to be there. And in the first season, I thought, okay, this is kind of on brand. Like, this is exactly what I expected in the show. But then this season, she's better. So that's great. I love the bangs, cute little bangs she's got going on. That's great. I'm gonna explain why I'm irritated about this later in the video, but I mean, I don't mind that she's better. As a character, you need to get better. She is a character that got therapy, so that's why she got better. If only more characters did that in this show. Like Steven, goes with Steven to Cousins for some reason. Don't know why she tagged along. This is a family matter. Like when she left and said, yeah, this is becoming more of a family issue. It's been a family issue. You just wanted to come along because... why? Give Steven advice on how to talk to Belly, because Steven and Belly were really duking it out at the beginning of the season. It was bad for them because Steven is kind of an idiot. He's smart, like intelligent academically, but where it counts, he's not. Because the way that him and Belly were talking to each other, oh, bad news. So I'm glad that Taylor stepped in and was like, hey, this is how you got to talk to her like a normal person. Like, don't berate her. Like, she's obviously still grieving and you guys both grieve differently. However, when her and Steven finally did get together and then they went on that date, but it wasn't a date because her friends were there, I don't know what that was about. I know that she said that she was scared of starting something with him because she didn't want to get hurt, but the whole date thing, I was kind of just like, girl, we've been waiting for this a whole season. If you don't just go up in there and give him a one-on-one date, like, geez, like, because at that point, I really could not care any less. The fact that they were dragging it out this much until literally the very end, I'm just like, you guys are not the main relationship. I wish I could care about you, but I don't. Bring it back to the other three bozos. Her dragging it out, but they're together. Apparently she's doing great. She's really a better character this season though. Like, I will give the writers that. They made her very likable this season. Like a whole 180 from her character last season. I know why they did that, but it makes her easier to tolerate and watch, okay? Because for the most part, I'm rooting for Taylor throughout the season and it pisses me off. Yeah, that's Taylor. Nothing much to really say. Okay, so next character we have is Steven. Steven is an interesting character to me because in the books he doesn't really exist. Like, he's there, but he doesn't do much. Like, you almost kind of forget that Belly has a brother that also grew up in this beach house with Conrad and Jeremiah, because he's barely even there when shit goes down. So the fact that they wrote him into this story the way that they did, the writers, I mean, Jenny Han, yeah, okay, I agree. I like Steven as a character. That's why I'm saying this. I do like him as a character. I just think that he's not that smart. A lot of the guys in this show aren't that smart though, so I think that's on brand. Graduated this season and he's going to Princeton. Okay, Ivy. Okay. Blamed Belly for him not being able to see Conrad or Jeremiah during the summer. I understand why, but also I don't, because if they're really your friends, they're like a call away, okay? Like, Belly doing what she did with both Conrad and Jeremiah should not affect the way that they hang out with you. If your relationship was dependent on Belly's relationship with them, then that's something that you need to figure out yourself. That has nothing to do with Belly. From the way that they make it seem, don't they live, the boys live in Boston, and then where does Belly and Steven live? I don't remember, but they're like a drive away, maybe like an hour or two, but they're literally a drive away. If you wanted to hang out, you could have said something. You could have called up Conrad. You could have called up Jeremiah. I'm sure Jeremiah would have been down to hang out because he had a lot of free time his senior year besides taking care of Susanna. She would have loved to see you as well. You could have hung out. You blaming your little sister who's not only grieving Susanna, going through a really bad breakup. She can't get in contact with her best friend Jeremiah. You're putting all this on her, and while yes, it is kind of her fault, there were other possible ways to get in contact with the boys if you wanted to hang out. If they don't want to hang out with you, that's something that can't really be blamed on Belly. He pissed me off with that. I'm just like, what are you talking about? Tagging along to go to Cousins. No one invited him, but with him, I can understand. With Taylor, I couldn't, but with him, I can, because he is family. He grew up in that beach house. They should have at least let him know what was going on, because that beach house is apparently very much important to him as well. He's actually a pretty good friend to Conrad and Jeremiah. Like, when it counts, he's really good, especially this season, at giving them advice when it came to Belly. He once Taylor confessed his feelings at the party and fought her boyfriend for her. She didn't want that. He just did it. Sure, why not? Leaving my comments about that for the end, okay? He's Team Conrad. Don't have anything much to say about that right now. I just don't think it makes sense, but no comment. whatever. I think it's funny that Taylor's team Jeremiah and Steven is team Conrad, because the way that they were bickering on their first date about this, it sounds like such like Stan Twitter dialogue. It's actually insane. It's at like I felt like I was on Twitter while watching that episode. And that's all for Steven. I have nothing much to say about him because his whole entire like storyline this season was getting Taylor. And like I said, I have opinions about that, so I'm just gonna skim over him. We're gonna get to the top 3. I have a lot to say. I've had a lot of pent up feelings about this for a while. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. All right, before I speak my piece real quick, okay, about these next 3 characters, I just want to be clear. We're gonna keep it civil in my comments section, okay? I should have prefaced this before I even started, but these 3 characters people have a lot of opinions about, and by the time this video comes out, I think it's been like a week since the finale, so I've been hoping that the timeline TikTok has calmed down a bit, but no, y'all are still going really heavy when it comes to these characters, so I'm gonna need y'all to stay calm. Okay, these are just my opinions. If you disagree, that's fine, but be respectful and civil. If you're going to comment something out of pocket, you're getting blocked, okay? I'm protecting my peace. These are my takes, and I want you guys to just be calm about them, okay? With that being said, let's get into Conrad. Okay, let's go through Conrad, what he did this season, and then I'll state my opinions at the end. He knew that Susanna was sick and didn't tell anyone, okay? So with that being said, Jeremiah being mad at him this season, despite all the belly stuff, made sense. You knew her mom had cancer, like it came back or whatever. You knew that she was dying. You knew all this time you didn't tell me about our mom. Like, yeah, you're going through it, but we could have gone through it together and you're not telling me about it. Okay, sure. Also knew that his dad cheated on his mom and didn't tell Jeremiah. Literally knew all the tea. All the tea. Didn't feel the need to let Jeremiah know at all. After last season, he started dating Belly, specifically during the winter, fall. And then he went to Jeremiah asking if it was okay. The nerve. Ooh, the nerve. You know what? It's okay. It's not, but whatever. He said that he came back home that day to see Jeremiah and their mom, but what he really came back there for was to get his permission to date Belly. Meanwhile, Jeremiah is literally at the kitchen counter trying to figure out the medical bills and insurance. Priorities are not the same. Sorry. Took off in the middle of final season to go save that house. Okay. Again, didn't tell anyone. He just likes to do everything himself. He likes to figure things out by himself, but then doesn't want the smoke that comes with people being mad at him for that. It's the weirdest thing to me. Ditched Belly during prom. That flashback of them, the whole entire prom sequence, from the moment she asked about like tux fittings to the corsage not being there to the walkout of prom. I couldn't take it. That episode literally, it's giving me a headache just thinking about it. I can't. He did all of that. And then told Belly that starting something with her was a mistake. But this is y'all's king, right? Okay, so yeah. Besides that, present time, he got into Stanford. Good for you. Like I said, the guys in the show are smart, but just not where it counts. Like when it comes to like emotional intelligence, not there. And it really shows, doesn't it, when characters like Steven and Conrad exist? It just shows. Got into Stanford, but he didn't want to tell Jeremiah because he didn't want Jeremiah to think that he was leaving him. It's nice of him to want to protect Jeremiah's feelings about some things, but at some point you have to realize that Jeremiah is his own person with his own thoughts, and he deserves to know whether his brother is going across the country for college. I don't know. He deserves to know if his mom is dying or not. He deserves to know if his dad cheated. He deserves to know all of this stuff because it is going to affect him. And he's going to feel like shit. Like Jeremiah said, he said that he's going to feel like shit knowing Conrad did not go to Stanford because of little old him. He doesn't want that baggage on him. Conrad putting that on him. Why? Like, I know it's because you care, but let's think about it. Let's think about how this could negatively affect Jeremiah. Like, we're not even talking about Belly. We're not talking about Belly. Let's talk about Jeremiah and Conrad. Okay? Because the way that Conrad, he does these things for Jeremiah, but they never have the right outcome because he doesn't think about how it can negatively affect his brother. And that's what really pisses me off. We could get into how he treats Belly terribly on a later date, okay? But like the way that this brotherly relationship and bond like strings out over the course of this series is ridiculous. It shouldn't be this way. It makes me genuinely sad that these two brothers are just not, they just don't see eye to eye, and it makes me sad. It makes me genuinely upset. But yeah, was on Sky's ass for no reason. Like, it's not Sky's fault that their mom came and wanted to sell the house. Why you're talking out of your neck at Sky, I have no idea. But I was about to swing at him through the screen. I was like, whoa, let's calm down. He didn't want to accept the deal that his Aunt Julia put down for the house. The deal was that she is going to still sell it, but they can rent it out for a week every summer. Seemed like everyone was down for that idea except for Conrad, because he wants to make everything so difficult. Like, Jeremiah and Belly were clapping, jumping, cheering in the back, and then he has to be the party pooper and be like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Sorry, I won't allow it. Who are you? Like, I'm sorry. I come off as such a Conrad hater. It's not even, yeah, maybe. Sorry. Witness Jeremiah and Belly kiss. Now, for them to kiss on his car is wild. Okay, I'm not gonna defend that. That's actually insane. And I, like, seeing them kiss in general, of course, is gonna piss him off. But on the hood of his car, on his Range Rover, oh, ghetto. But yeah, I understand why he's mad about that, but then to be a real jackass in the back seat, probably my favorite scene of Conrad. That was hilarious. Granted, him slut shaming his brother, why didn't like that one bit. I understand being mad, jealous over your ex kissing your brother, got it. Kissing on your car, got it. Like, no one would like to be in that situation. But slut shaming your brother about his previous partners and who he's been with, now I can't be on your side. He said that he's willing to let Belly go so she can be with Jeremiah, but we know that's not the truth. We know, like, why are you lying? Because now we're gonna have to go through this cycle again in hopefully the last season, which is gonna be season 3. I just think that Conrad needs to be by himself for a while, like away from Belly, away from Jeremiah. Just actually go to college and be by yourself for a bit, because you need to work on yourself. The way that he consistently tells Belly he loves her, takes it back, tells Belly he loves her, takes it back, tells Jeremiah that he's doing everything that he does for him, and then just somehow makes Jeremiah feel guilty when he doesn't reciprocate those feelings. Like, I'm gonna get to Jeremiah in a second, but the way that y'all hate on Jeremiah is crazy to me, when Conrad does all of this shit apparently for him, but doesn't, I already said this, but he doesn't think about how it can negatively impact Jeremiah. Like, yes, you're doing it for him, but did Jeremiah ask you to do that for him? No, he did not. So you should not be upset at the way that Jeremiah is going to clock you left and right for making decisions on his behalf. Yes, you're the older brother by like, what, a year? But he's his own person, and he should be able to decide whether he should know this information or not. What you're withholding all of these secrets and like all this information from him. He didn't ask you to do that. He's a big boy. He doesn't need you to do any of that. Same goes for Belly. Him being secretive about like him grieving his mother and stuff and not telling Belly and going all through all this shit. Fine, whatever. Belly even said that she would understand. She did understand. What she didn't understand was why he didn't just try and let her know. Like, she could read social cues. She could understand why he was kind of acting this way. But the way that he was slowly starting to just pull back from the relationship altogether instead of just being upfront and talking to her about it, at least letting her know, like, hey, maybe I need some space. No, he just, like, decided to be a jackass. And it's not cute. It's actually very toxic. But if I throw that word around, y'all are gonna get mad. So yeah, that's Conrad. I'm not a Bonrad shipper, if you couldn't tell. I can't. I don't root for it. Even in the books, I wasn't rooting for it. Even in the books, when what happened in the book 3 happened between Belly and Jeremiah, I was still like, what the, like, no. But I'm gonna get to that in a second. But let's get on to the next brother. Let's talk about Jeremiah. Oh, this poor boy. Okay, so like I said, y'all love to hate on Jeremiah. Meanwhile, this is my guy. I root for Jeremiah. I don't even root for him with Belly, though I do think they are the cuter couple. I just root for him in general because it seems like he has all the ops. No one seems to ever be on his side, apparently, except for Taylor, which is astounding. Mad about Conrad and Belly kissing last summer. And y'all love to defend Conrad in this case. Y'all just get mad at Jeremiah because of a stupid firework that he blew at them to interrupt them kissing last season. Y'all keep bringing that damn firework up, saying that, oh, he could have killed them. Y'all are so dramatic. Please be serious. He has a right to be mad at both Conrad and Belly because Belly did kiss him and Belly did go to the debutante with him. And so Belly kissing Conrad on the side, yeah, that's gonna be a problem for Jeremiah, because what the fuck? Belly never said anything. Conrad never said anything. So he has every right to be angry. For all he knew, everything was going fine. Yes, he walked out of the debutante ball, but that's because he was too busy finding out that his mom was dying. Forgive him. Conrad and Jeremiah both share a mother, and they both grieve and feel differently about the whole Susanna situation, okay? So if he needs to leave for a second to figure out what Conrad is keeping a secret, and he finds out that it's their mother's medical records and her dying and shit, I wouldn't even hold that against him. Like, yeah, he walked out during my debutante, but he had shit to do. So I don't understand why y'all hold it against him. Like, he has every right to be angry. And the fact that people say that he should have expected it, like he should have known because he got in the middle of that relationship. Conrad was too busy going back and forth with Belly for a whole season. And he did it this season as well. But he did that for the entirety of season 1. So excuse Jeremiah for waiting to step in. Mind you, after that almost kiss with Conrad and Belly, he didn't intervene. He like waited, I think, like an episode or two before he asked Belly, like, hey, do you want to go to the debutante ball with me? Just to see if his brother would do anything after that almost kiss before the firework was launched. And Conrad did nothing. So him asking Belly out, and she could have said no. She didn't have to say yes. She said yes. They go to the debutante. He thinks that they are a thing. He finds out that his brother is macking on her in the bushes, and you guys don't want him to be angry. That's just my take on season 1 and why y'all apparently hate Jeremiah so much. It makes no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense. But on to season 2 matters. Okay, so because he's mad at Belly, he ignored her for the entire school year, and he barely talked to Conrad. Okay, he's also mad at Conrad about keeping their mother's sickness from him for the entirety of season 1. Again, I think that's valid, because why would you do that? I had to do it to protect him. Stupid. Conrad is stupid. Was the one who ended up taking care of their mom while Conrad was away at college. Now, Conrad did come home every once in a while. He did say that. I guess he did do that at some point. I don't know. The only time I saw him come home was to ask Jeremiah if he could be with Belly. I never saw any other scene of Conrad at home taking care of Susanna like Jeremiah was, but I digress. His mom told him it's okay to not always be okay with everything. I think he needed that, because Jeremiah, he's seen as the goofy brother, the one who doesn't take everything seriously, that always smiles. Susanna literally had to sit him down and say, it's okay to be angry. It's okay. And I think y'all needed to hear that too. The audience needs to hear that too. It's okay for Jeremiah to be angry about this shit. Him going off on Belly in like the second episode, oh, it was long overdue, because he waited a whole year for that. Could you imagine? Oh, like her tagging along on this trip to Cousins. He did not invite her at all. Literally tagging along against his will, driving her thinking everything's going to go back to the way it was. She should have known a lecture was coming. A whole lecture, a whole rant, a whole spiel about how she's a shitty friend. Because before they dated, they were besties. And then what? She dated Conrad and then slowly stopped talking to him as well. It's weird the way that y'all downplay Jeremiah's pain. Ooh, terrible. He wants Conrad to keep the house, so he's going down there to help, and he hates the fact that Conrad refuses to let anyone else help. Because I've already said this, Conrad loves to do everything in secret, loves to do everything by himself, and he refuses to get help. I would, like, literally, I can guarantee, without any of the other people there that came down to help him, he would have definitely gotten that house sold. They needed Laurel. So yeah, he needs help. And Jeremiah was on, he had to talk sense into Conrad, being like, you can't do everything by yourself. You need to stop keeping shit from me. That's all I ask. Yeah, you keep doing it. It's crazy. He was literally on the defense the whole entire season when it came to Belly, because he did not want to be hurt again. So for y'all saying, oh, he's coming to take Conrad's girl again, he doesn't even deserve Belly, he was trying very hard to stay away. She was the one pressing up on him this season, okay? Let's not rewrite history. We all saw this season. We all watched it with our eyes. We all saw how things went down. Jeremiah wanted no parts. He was like, I'm not here to get hurt again. I'm just here to save my house. And Belly was like, no, I want you, so I'm going to get you, because she just moves that way. For the most of this season, up until like maybe the last 2 episodes, he was like, look, you need to go talk your shit out with Conrad. Then if you still want me, I am here. But I do not want to get in the middle of you two, because you will always have something for Conrad. It's just inevitable, and I don't want to get hurt again. He's putting himself first. It's all I could have asked for. So literally after this point, if Belly and Conrad do something, which we know it's inevitable, if they end up doing something, you can't blame Jeremiah, because Jeremiah made them talk in peace. He literally sat both Conrad and Belly down separately and said, you guys need to talk. If she ends up wanting you, bro, I'm good. Like, I'm not gonna get in the way. I will leave you alone, because I just want you and her to be happy. He's not the devil y'all are painting him out to be. He's not selfish. He's not the selfish brother. I'll tell you that right now, okay? I'm sorry. I have a lot of pent-up aggression, because the stuff I've been seeing for the past like 2 months when it comes to this boy, oh, I'm getting heated just thinking about it. Like I said, my conflict when it comes to Jeremiah and Conrad has nothing to do with Belly. It's just their brotherly relationship. I want them to work things out so badly, but as long as Belly is in the picture, that's never gonna happen. She's literally the catalyst of the brothers bond. The Fisher brothers isn't that their last name? Conrad, Jeremiah, Fisher. It sounds right. They'll never be the same again because of this girl. So yeah, I guess this is when I should get to her. Let's talk about Belly. Okay, so she kissed Conrad and Jeremiah last season. Told Jeremiah with the goal of being with Conrad. So she didn't tell him because she felt bad. She told him because she wanted to be with Conrad. Okay, there's a clear difference. This girl is nuts. Okay, so told Conrad they shouldn't date so he can focus on being a good brother to Jeremiah. Which, yes, thank you, Belly. Because their mom is literally going through chemo and shit, and they're trying to figure out who's Belly gonna end up with. Let's be serious. You need to be a brother to your younger brother and just be there for him. Don't worry about me. We'll be good. Conrad should have been doing that, but yet he went to Jeremiah with his blessing instead. Cool. Okay. Belly, okay, so her grades have tanked. Like, they have gone down. Laurel is over it. She's tired. She's out of like the volleyball team or whatever. At least at the beginning of the season, she's kicked out. She's not about to volleyball camp. Like, she's in the trenches. It's bad for her. She's been grieving Susanna. She's been through a hard year. Okay. Hence why the funeral went the way it did. Her calling Conrad out during this funeral. I have to breathe. Okay. There's a time and place for everything, and that wasn't it. Also, at that point, y'all were broken up, so it really wasn't any of your business what he was doing with the girl in that room. Granted, he wasn't doing anything with her, but whether he was or wasn't your concern. You storming up in his house, yelling at him about cheating and loyalty and all this shit. Time and place. That's why I literally busted out laughing when she tripped. I was like, that's what you get. Let's be serious real quick. Like, she was so out of pocket. Like, no wonder why Laurel was mad. I would have been furious. She told Steven that he's grieving Susanna wrong. And again, there's no wrong way to grieve. But because she's grieving and she's angry, she said that to Steven. That's where that came from. I don't agree with it, but alas, that's how it went down between the two of them. Okay, told her mom that she's a hypocrite. Sorry, that's not funny. She told Laurel that she's a hypocrite for telling her to be responsible when she didn't do much parenting while Susanna was sick. Ooh, clock it. But also, wow, like the way that Belly talks to her mom is actually insane. But I couldn't even say anything there because maybe it's true. So went with Jeremiah to get Conrad back and is helping get the house back in the process. Literally no one asked her to be there, but she went and she got her mom involved. That's the only reason why the house is saved. So no one can even say anything. She helped while also like making matters worse between the brothers, but she helped in getting the house back. So that's all that matters. Apparently to everyone in this show, the house is all that matters. So yippee. Started getting feelings for Jeremiah. So I believe that her feelings are valid. I believe that she does love Jeremiah romantically, despite what y'all say. I think that her feelings are real and genuine. I just don't think she knows what to do between two of these boys. I think that she loves both of them because, as Jeremiah said, I repeat, she will never not have feelings for Conrad. She will always feel something for Conrad. There will always be something between the two of them. So for her to just like try and warm up to Jeremiah after everything she put him through last season, wild to me. Like, Jeremiah being cold to her this season was definitely necessary, as she was acting confused. Like, why are you being this way towards me? When they were literally doing the truth and dare game and he didn't want to kiss her, she had the nerve to walk up and be like, why didn't you kiss me? Like, what's wrong with me? Girl, you know why. You know why. I don't hate Belly, okay? Just to be clear, because I know a lot of people, there's like a hate train for Belly right now. I don't hate her. I just think that she doesn't realize the consequences of her own actions half the time. Because, like I said, I don't agree with what Steven said about her ruining his friendship with Conrad and Jeremiah. I don't agree with that. But her reasoning being like, I was in love, Steven. What did you want me to do? Not break up a family. I don't know. But yeah, she chose Jeremiah, and we'll see how this goes, okay? Like, I have nothing to say about Belly, because I feel like everything I say, everyone has already said. Like, we know that this girl is messy as hell. Is there no other guy that you could choose besides these two boys? No, you had one. You had Cameron, the best love interest in the show, and yet you decided to fuck it up. So no, she just has to pick between these two brothers. It's just, she has to, apparently. But I can't even blame her. I can't. Do you want to know why? Because it's been basically embedded in her since birth. Susanna has been literally telling her since day one out the womb that she's going to end up with one of her sons. And I think it's because of that mindset. She just feels like she has to. Because let's just be real, okay? Love Susanna, R.I.P. Susanna. We miss you, girl. But her literally like leaving that in Belly's brain, even till the day she died, crazy. That's absolutely insane. To put that on this girl that's like your treasure, your precious treasure, you love Belly so much. Now this girl feels like she has to end up with one of your kids and she's breaking your family. Like, Susanna, I don't think you know what you just did. Things are just gonna get so much worse. I'm already having nightmares about season 3. Okay, I got through all the characters. This is when I'm gonna start talking about, I think I'm gonna talk about the things I liked and disliked about this season first. And then I'm gonna talk about what I think about the books, okay? Because I have opinions. I have a lot. What I didn't like about the show, the amount of music. This show is literally just a long soundtrack. You can't go 5 minutes without a song. Yeah, sometimes the songs do fit with the scene. Sometimes it's satisfying. Like, for example, EXO playing while Jeremiah and Belly kissed. Also, that kiss scene, immaculate. But, oh my god, the amount of music was crazy. Some of it fit, like again, EXO, that was like so well done. But then like when Driver's License started playing, when Belly drove home, I laughed. Like, you guys can't be serious. Please, I understand that y'all have the budget. I don't know where you got the budget from, but you have the budget to do this. I get it. But less songs, please. We don't need a song every 5 minutes. The fact that you can't go like one scene without like silence and just dialogue is nuts to me. We need to work on that. Jenny Han getting rid of Shayla to create the Taylor and Steven ship. I just don't want any more swirls. I know that's Jenny Han's thing. She loves a good swirl. She eats it up. But Shayla and Steven were cute. And I don't like the way that she not only got rid of Shayla, but also the black girl. I can't remember her name. She was in this season for like maybe 2 scenes that lasted 5 minutes total. But they kind of got rid of her. Definitely got rid of Shayla. And I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Again, Steven and Shayla were really cute. But we needed to push this Taylor-Steven train. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I did enjoy Taylor this season. But the reason they made her so likable was to make up for the fact that they needed to, because then why get rid of Shayla, this already likable, well-loved character? Because Shayla's not from the books, okay? They made her for the show, for Steven, and everyone loved them as a couple. A lot of people thought that they were cute last season, and then she's gone. And now we have Taylor, this character that's supposed to be insufferable like she was in season 1. Y'all had to backtrack and rewrite her to be lovable. Now no one can hate her. Like, I don't hate Taylor anymore. And that infuriates me. Kind of ate with the writing for her character by making her better, but it pisses me off. Yeah, that's what I disliked. I'm sure the list is longer, but I didn't feel like writing it all out. You can follow me on Twitter. I complain about this show a lot. So if you want to know what I disliked, follow me on Twitter. But also the stuff that I did like, the scene with Belly and Susanna in the last episode, tearing up. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. You were bigger than the whole sky. Oh, they wanted me to feel something, and I did. I like teared up the first time I watched it. It was actually a really, really good scene. Probably one of my favorites, although again, the saddest. I liked the episode and Jeremiah's point of view, because I was hoping they'd do something like that, because for those of you guys that don't know, in the sequel, the second book, it's told in both Belly and Jeremiah's perspective. So I was wondering, I was like, are they going to do an episode or a few episodes even in Jeremiah's perspective? And they did do it for one episode. And I like that. I like that a lot, because I needed to know what was going on in my baby's head. I know that he's just stressed. I needed to know. So I appreciate that episode. Love that episode. Again, the Belly and Jeremiah kiss in that last episode, oh, the chemistry is incomparable. Sorry, Bonrad shippers, I don't even want to be mean, but you can't sit here and tell me right now that that kiss didn't make you feel something. Between the actual kiss and EXO playing in the background, oh, I was expecting fireworks to start popping in the background. Like, I'm not even being dramatic. One of the most well shot, beautifully shot teen drama kisses in a minute. I like a lot of like these teen shows nowadays, they're not giving you a passionate kiss. They're giving like a lot of like stuff that leads to sexual things, but none of them just have like innocent, passionate kisses anymore. This scene with Jeremiah and Belly, oh, it lives in my head rent free. When me and my friend were watching it together, oh, we had to rewind it. Like the way that EXO softly plays in the background leading up to it, to the dialogue between the two of them. What am I thinking? And then it slowly starts playing, baby, kiss me. That's actually like cinema. I'm not being dramatic. We had to replay that at least 3 times to get the full effect of what we were watching. I'm sorry. You spend some of your budget on a Beyonce song in your show for a ship that's not even in game. Jenny Han, you will pay for your crimes, because now you have everyone on twitter.com rooting for them who don't even watch the show. They don't even know what's about to come. But also, you're kind of great for that, because that was one of my favorite scenes. One of the best kisses, no, the best kiss on this show. Let's just be real. Because let's be honest, every Jeremiah and Belly kiss eats. But that last one, oh my God. The actors, oh, they got paid their check and more. Yeah, their check definitely cleared. Now I'm going to talk about the books and how I feel about them, okay? Yeah. Let's get into this. This is the part of the video where I'm going to go into detail about my opinions for the books, which will include spoilers for season 3 if they're going to stick to how book 3 went. So if you don't want spoilers, if you have not read the books, I suggest you leave now, because I need to speak my piece on this. I have literally been like saving all of my amped up aggression for this video when it comes to these damn books. This is gonna have spoilers, so you have been warned. If you are leaving now, goodbye. Thank you for watching. This third book, this third season, has a strong potential to piss me off, which is why I consider this season the final season. I consider that finale the series finale. I will not be tuning in to season 3 if I can help it, okay? Because that third book really makes me mad. As you guys know from this video, I am a Jeremiah Belly shipper, okay? So up until that point, there was no reason, no evidence, no anything for Jeremiah to cheat on Belly in the third book. I don't care what you say to me. You can say that he's selfish, he's spoiled, he gets from his dad, like it runs in the family, all this shit. Doesn't make sense. Especially with the show's version of Jeremiah, because we could get into how both Conrad and Jeremiah suck in the book. But the show's depiction of Jeremiah and Conrad, amazing. They're actually like decent enough characters for it to make you root for either one of them, okay? I know I just spent like a good 20 minutes hating on Conrad, but it's true. I can understand why you guys root for him in the show. However, the book's version of Conrad that Belly is hopelessly in love with, I don't get it. Jeremiah, he's not that great either, but when it comes to choosing between either or, I was still on Jeremiah's side in the books, just like how I am in the show. However, if they really make him cheat in the show, if they really go through with this whole engagement plot, I won't be tuning in. The engagement made no sense to me. It ruined the entire book for me. I think that was my lowest rated one. The cheating also made no sense to me, whether it be in the in the book or in the show. If they do it in the show, with how hard Jeremiah is roots for both Conrad and Belly to be happy in the show, I don't understand why he would cheat on Belly, because he is like in love with her. It is very like it's very obvious that he loves her to bits and pieces. He will do anything for that girl. He literally went through hell to be with her. So I don't understand how this version of Jeremiah, the show version, is gonna go through with cheating. I don't get it. I don't like it. And I especially don't like the engagement plot, because that's when everyone starts pissing me off in the show, in the book, whatever. It's getting harder to separate the two. The book, I hated it. I really did, because it brought out the stubbornness in all of my favorite characters, from Belly to Jeremiah to even Conrad. And I blame Jenny Han. I never like love triangles, because no matter how it's written, it seems like no writer is able to fully flesh out a love triangle and make it stick without having one of the characters do something irredeemable to make the fandom hate them, which is what Jenny Han did with Jeremiah. I would love to see why you guys hate him in those first two books. Because everyone says, oh, he's a cheater. But what did you hate about him in the first two books? I genuinely want to know. This isn't me being condescending. It's me genuinely being curious. Because up until that point, were there any signs of him cheating? Like, if he were to end up with Belly, would you guys peg him as a cheater? So Jenny Han making Jeremiah a cheater just so she can make Conrad and Belly endgame never sat right with me. Never has, never will. Especially when Conrad is still a prick in the books. He can never make up his mind. He takes his feelings back for Belly every time she thinks he's being for real. And that's just as bad. You could arguably say as cheating, if not worse. He has her in his clutches. She will literally drop to her knees for this man, okay? Like, she's down bad. And then as soon as he realizes that she's like asking for more, he takes it away every single time. That's one thing that the show got right. That was very accurate to the book, Conrad. But still, it's like, I don't know how this could be depicted in the show when Jeremiah is the way he is in the show. Like, he really, like, I don't see it. I don't understand. Like, they're gonna have to rewrite something, because the cheating, it makes no sense. The engagement, I don't want the engagement. But if they're gonna get engaged, fine, sure, whatever. But we don't need to go through the cheater thing, especially because Jeremiah is bi. And for those of you guys that don't know or are just unaware of the stigma surrounding bisexual people, it is said that they are most likely to cheat because they are bisexual. I like the change from the book of Jeremiah being bisexual. I actually prefer it. It makes perfect sense to me. However, this cheating thing, it's not gonna work. It's just gonna feed into the stigma, and I don't like that. I don't like that, okay? Like, fine. If Conrad and Belly end up together in the end, which I'm sure is going to happen, even though it's so clear how much more happy she is with Jeremiah. In those last scenes of them in that last episode alone, it's very clear that she is so much happier with this boy. But fine, if she ends up with Conrad, whatever. But I refuse to let this woman, Jenny Han, ruin my favorite character one more time with this show. You already did it in the books. We don't need to go through the cheating trope. We don't. If you want, you could be a somewhat better writer this time and have it flesh out so Belly has an actual choice in the matter and not just choosing Conrad because he would stay loyal. If it goes the way that I don't want it to, I'm considering this my series finale. With that being said, if that is the case, then don't expect a video for season 3. I'm sick of it. My timeline has been hell on earth for damn near like 60 days and 60 nights. I'm done. I'm tired. I can't live like this anymore. So yeah, this is me speaking my piece. I don't know how they would tie up this whole love triangle next season. If they do include the cheater trope, my boy Jeremiah has been done so dirty. And the thing is, I just know that Jenny's gonna make him into a cheater. I know that she is. Even though, if we're being technical, because it's a technicality, okay, because every Conrad lover loves to speak on technicality, so I'm gonna speak my piece. Was it cheating if they were on a break? Was it cheating if they broke up during that time? Was it cheating? In the books, Belly, she was mad about the cheating, but she was mostly mad because she was saving herself for Jeremiah. Like, at that point, she was still a virgin. In the show, she's not a virgin because she slept with Conrad. So her anger that's going to stem from Jeremiah cheating, is it just going to be just from him cheating? Because I don't consider that cheating. Sorry. If they were broken up when it was happening, even if it was for like maybe like 2 or 3 days, is it the best feeling to know that he slept with someone as soon as he left you? No, but I don't consider that cheating. So I've never really understood that argument. Sorry, I've never understood the argument for the whole cheater thing. So it doesn't make sense to me in the book, and it definitely wouldn't make sense to me in the show. I have my problems with the books, but I'm definitely going to have my endless amount of problems with the show if they go through with that plot for the 3rd season. We do not need to replicate it. They've done so far a really good job with this show of having the essence of the books without copying and pasting everything from the books. Because if they did copy and paste everything from the books, a lot of this like back and forth between fandoms, it would definitely be on one side. Because let me tell you, Conrad in the books is no better. He's actually 10 times worse. If they were to copy and paste everything from the book, scene by scene, word by word, it would be totally different. But alas, they haven't. They've made the characters a lot more better and likable. So I'm hoping in this 3rd season that they continue to do it with Jeremiah. But Jenny Han, she hates Jeremiah with a burning passion inside of her for some reason. She has it out for this boy. So my hope is gonna go nowhere. Like, I know it, but a girl can dream. So yeah, that's me speaking my piece. That's my summer I turned pretty video. This has literally been a year in the making. So literally all of my festered opinions and thoughts and emotions just came out in this video. My notes are all over the place. We move. I had to, and now I'm done. I'm done. If you see a video for season 3, you and I will both be surprised, because from the way season 3 is looking with that plot, I don't think there will be a video to cover season 3 next time. This is my season finale, my series finale. The season 2 finale, I'm good. I'm great. I'm dandy. If you enjoyed this video, thank you. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, here it is. I mostly interact on Twitter and a little bit on Instagram. But if you'd like to follow me on all my other social medias, they will be linked down in the description below. And yeah, I think that's it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone.